Most people think that the only way to get a pull-up is to do more pull-ups, but what you actually do around that pull-up bar makes the biggest difference. And I should know, I'm an ex-gymnast and I also love to do pull-ups. This 10-minute session builds the muscles and the movements that are going to get you to your pull-up if it's your first, or that are going to help you to add reps to your pull-up. Let's get into the workout. These are our exercises. If you hadn't noticed already, this is going to be a really good session. I can't wait. Let's get into it.
Or none.
Now, if it looks a little bit messy, it's because I've set it out to have certain stations. If you don't have access to all these kinds of dumbbells, don't worry. We're starting with a heavy single arm row. I need you guys to be pushing the weight. So if you have access to dumbbells, choose one. Feet wide, all we have to do is 6 reps. I've given you 30 seconds to do it. We're pulling the elbow to the hip. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, use the rest of the time to rest. And I'm just gonna reinforce that form. I really need you to be hinging at the hips, keeping a neutral spine, and then rowing that elbow to your pelvis. If you've not gone heavy enough, it's gonna feel like you're almost moving not enough range. Do not do this. I need you to be rowing to the pelvis. That will make sense if you have selected a weight heavy enough. So if you do have access to heavy dumbbells, I need you to use them, because ideally, and this is 15 kilos, this is a bit too light for me, I want to be close to failure at the end of this set. That's 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's just a little bit too light. I probably have another 4 or 5 left in the tank. And the problem with that is that what really dictates our progression is our proximity to failure. So if you don't have access to heavier weights, you need to be boshing out more reps, which you have 30 seconds to do so. So those of you that aren't working with heavier dumbbells, with our standing bicep curls, then I urge you to just work through the whole set. Okay, 12 reps. I am turning my arms out here so that I get a nice good stretch for my biceps. If I do it like a gym bro, I'm doing this. So if you've selected something too heavy and you can't get a full stretch, then I would urge you to drop that weight. So we're aiming for 12 reps, but again, that depends on what you have access to. I don't know how many I've done because I did those gym bro ones. Okay, perfect. Next, we're going to a sort of hybrid exercise. And this hybrid exercise, we're working a diagonal pull, on one side. So I'm going to row it kind of back. I'm going to change sides, and now I'm going to work my delt to get it back up. So take a nice wide stance, and don't worry, we're going to repeat it on the other side. So you're not going to be missing out or building an uneven body. This is a good way to work your lats and your delts when you don't have access to a pull-up bar. So this is just our accessory movements that we're doing. In a second, we're going to do it obviously on the other side. Beautiful. Take a little rest. And the reason I put that plank position in there is also because it's being able to create tension in the abs is going to help you when you start doing your pull-ups, or to improve those pull-ups. We have 10 seconds left. We're going to the other side. So remember, if you don't have access to weights, you can use things around the house. You could use, a heavy bag or put stuff into a bag and still do this movement. This is actually sort of similar to things you might use in a commando type session. We are using like more of a duffel bag. But I like it with the dumbbell. And I'm really, this one where I'm extending out, it's working my delts a little bit, but the one that I really want you to pay attention to is when you're actually pulling. Beautiful. Okay, almost there. We have our shoulder mobility work. This is the bit that everyone likes to skip, but this will make a huge difference for your pull-up position and just your general shoulder health. So I'm going to come down on my stomach. And I'm gonna take my arms out like this in a Y shape. Now, I need you to take your arms up, out, and around. I'm actually gonna show you sitting because my microphone's gonna get crushed if I do this on the floor. So, you're gonna be lying face down, lift up, twist, and place your hands behind your back. Let the elbows come down to the floor. So open, hands come off, we twist around, and we bring them back down onto the floor. I'll move my mic for the next set, but you start on the floor. Okay, have a little rest. We're gonna go into our heavy single arm row. I'm actually gonna increase the weight and we're gonna try with the 20s. Okay, because it's only 6 reps. So I need to really be making sure, and because it's only a 10-minute workout, we also wanna make sure that we're stimulating the body enough. Here we go. Nice wide stance, elbow to hip. Okay, that's really challenging now. Here we go. 2. Okay, good. I can really feel that on my core as well. Beautiful, that is the right weight. Okay, it might look like I'm doing a little bit of a, I'm using momentum and the body to kind of help me with that. So we're not isolating as perfectly as we might if we go to a lighter weight. That's not always a bad thing. There are some times in your weight training where it's really, really important to be kind of just really pushing hard. Not everything has to be done with this perfect form because life's not like that. Here we go. Can't talk while I do this. Oh, beautiful. Okay. And you'll see if you're lifting heavy enough like that, 30 seconds really only gets you to the end of the set. Okay, perfect. Next week we can do the 25s. Maybe not. Okay, done. Is that on? Okay, what's next? Bicep curls. Okay, 12. But the key thing here is we get a nice open chest here, nice extension, externally rotated, elbows kind of in the nook of your hips and ribs. Keeping the shoulder blades down and back as well. Belly drawn in. I haven't finished my 12, so I'm just going to do one more. 12, beautiful. After those heavy single arm rows, that's a lot. Okay, getting ready for our plank position, nice and wide, or our high plank position, push-up position if you will. Maybe switch hands, start with the other side first. Here we go. So the key thing I really want you to think about is that we're really getting our lats to do that pulling part. And then it's my delts that's getting up with the dumbbell. So pulling down, and it's kind of ideally like a diagonal movement there.
Up next, rest for 20 seconds. 3, 2, rest.
Beautiful. And it won't feel like much if the weight isn't heavy, but once you start getting a little bit heavier, you'll really feel that sense of having to pull. And we're making up for the fact that we can't do a lot of work hanging. Okay, next set. And we're also training the strength in our abs to hold that tension in that push-up position. This is going to improve your push-ups as well, and just your overall upper body strength. And I like it because it's moving on a different plane of motion that we often neglect. We're kind of coming across the body rather than just always kind of moving forwards and backwards. Beautiful work. Okay, I'll pop this back. Keeping the training space nice and clean, which is always important. I'm going to move this mic. Actually don't know where I can move the mic so that you won't hear. Okay, this works. Here we are. Actually, we're gonna take the mic off. There we go. So arms up, they come around, they come behind, and then elbows on the floor. And ideally, forward on the floor too. So up, all the way, up and over, and back down. If I show you further away, that looks like this. Head down.
Completed in 3, 2, 1. Your timer is complete.
Beautiful. Okay, hopefully you got through that. That mobility exercise is something that you can tag onto the end of a run or any kind of training session. It is so good for the shoulders. It really strengthens all these tiny little muscles as well that get neglected. So make sure you save that one and do it more than just this session. How is that? How did that feel for you? Make sure you let me know in the comments and really give me as much detail and feedback as you can about what you felt in your arms, in your body, which areas felt a little bit weaker. And that way I can give you slightly more personalized advice that will get you to that pull-up. I'm so excited for this little mini program. Don't forget to hit up next week's session and tomorrow's session. Remember, I release these videos daily. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, make sure you do that already. I'll see you tomorrow.